Hey, good morning. Welcome to our Wednesday morning My Jong Law Horn Pai program. We have been working on the Tam Tuey set from that system, one of the introductory sets for the long fist system. We spent a bunch of time working on foundations to it. We're now partway into the set. We've got 12 sections. We've looked at two with a little bit of detail. We're adding in number 3 and looking at bits and pieces of it, and we'll continue to build on section 3 today. Let's get ourselves warmed up and strengthened up. So let the head rise and fall. And looking from side to side. And ear to one shoulder and hang. And to the other. Again to the first side. And the second. Let the head roll. Do some gentle half circles. Let's loosen off the shoulders one way. And the other. Arms can circle one way. And the other. We'll reach and lean to one side. And to the other. Yeah, let those arms go nice and loose and wrap around the body. And here's where we've been working on taking this rotation in the spine, the grounding in the legs, and trying to turn our arms into whips. So let's think of a combination here today that's going to go hammer, fist, and slap. Boom, boom, 1 and 2. So we're turning the trunk and it whips out 2 techniques. Rolls back, comes back with the other ones. Let's go into pounding diagonals with our hammers. We're smashing those hammers down on the diagonals. We could then take that and go back fist on the diagonal, follow through with hammer, back fist and hammer, back fist and hammer. That twisting of the body is doing all the work for us. We can pound straight down. This could be elbow strikes, forearm strikes, hammers, claws. This can be wheeling and rolling for throws. But we want to get the coordination of being able to turn, same the other direction, underneath, rising, 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 palm strikes, smashes with the top fist. But we don't want to wiggle and shift down here. We want that lower body connected to the ground. Okay, hips can roll one way. Hips can roll the other. Knees from the inside to the outside, working on that range of your hip. 2, 3, 4, and 5. From the outside to the inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can go up to the shoulder. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's bring the feet together and knees around one way and knees around the other. One more time, the first way and the second. Good, let's stretch down towards the ground, work on those hamstrings, fold at your hips. And we can roll up. Okay, we've been using a dynamic mobility exercise coming from, there's elements of this in traditional Mahjong as well. It's done as a bit of a walk using the hamstring in one direction and the quad in the other. But we're going to use a version of this that comes from the Kalari Payat system in India. If you want to take little steps, you can, or you can stay stationary. This one takes up a lot of room if you start stepping. So we're going to go hands up over the head, and we're going to go swing up, release the knee, swing back, up and back, up and back, up and back. Yeah, we'll go for about 30 seconds here. And back. The hard one to get is that rear release. so that the hip is open, then the knee releases and the ankle is loose. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to stay stationary, you can also just swing the leg up and back a few times. Harder to get with the balance. A couple more. Good, and we can shake it out a little. Let's go to some lunges. So we're going to turn and lunge to one side. And we'll turn and lunge to the other side. Good. Now we've been doing 2 feet forward, because there's going to be some deep stance work in this set, or the opportunity for deep stance work. So we're going to shift over to one side to lunge, through the center to the other side, through the center to the first side, raise the toe, and to the second side, raise the toe. Both feet face the front. Push out on the knees. Rock the hips a little from side to side. Hands on the floor. We'll walk our hands over to one leg to stretch. Walk your hands over to the other leg to stretch. And then try to walk your feet in and keep your hands on the floor. And then roll up from the ground. Okay, things are loosened up a bit. So let's work on creating spiral power that allows us to throw our punches rather than push our punches. So we're going to go a little wider than shoulder width. Wider you go, more workout you're looking for. So we're reaching. So here's this constant idea of coiling the insides. I pull back, I anchor my elbow, I slide one elbow through, other one spirals out, and I've twisted my hips. So I go grasp and push and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we had our slipping, Wei Lung Bai Mei. We're talking about how this is like a duck and cover potential, a rising top fist potential. So we slip and punch. 1, 2. A lot of this exercise, we're not going to punch like this in a conflict, but it's really teaching how to thrust into the ground and catch potential on the other side. Not kneel past it, but catch it in a way that we sprint into the next one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, quick break for the legs. Shake it out. So now let's go to those. We were talking a lot right at the beginning, a lot about this lateral, square lateral kind of motion where we're turning in the hip, driving, and that's what helps to whip hands into place. So let's work on an exercise that helps with that. Soon I'm going to pull one out of the set and use that for our warm-ups. So we're going to go twist punch, pull back punch, twist punch, pull back punch. So I thrust out of one leg, I catch the potential in the other, I thrust out of that leg to drive back out. So again, we're talking about the exaggerated nature of the calisthenic style motions of the long fist. 3, 4, trying to get those chains really firing efficiently. 7, 8, 9, 10. One more set. 1, 2. Think of catching that potential, firing that potential. Fire, catch, fire, catch. Push, catch. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And come on up and shake it out. Okay. One of the other foundations we've been working on as part of our warm-ups, part of our conditioning, we see in section 2 a little bit with the kick punch simultaneous work. A lot of the time this is about things like trapping and hitting, kicking, because we're trying to hit quickly. We want speed, because a lot of the time we're not going to have the bulk and the mass to rely on mass. So we're going to have to rely on speed. And anything we have with tension takes away potential for speed. So our coordination drill, back leg, that arm reaches, we grab, we seize, we're twisting the trunk, we're pulling in, we're lifting the knee, we're kicking, then we're stepping back and driving out. Grab, 1 and 2, 2, 3, 4. The chambering, we don't want to wobble that arm. 5, we want the forearm to rub. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10, change legs. Grab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And we'll shake it out. Longevity of training is one of the things we look for in the Chinese martial arts. I'm always sad when people tell me, oh, I loved doing martial arts when I was young, but I got old and my joints don't work anymore. That shouldn't break you down. It should be helping to build you up. Okay, so let's jump into a little bit that we've been seeing, and it's going to be a constant theme again in a lot of these linking fists, and that's this back fist settle. Back fist settle. So what we want again here is this loose idea. Roll, hit. In the set, it can be quite, stagnant almost. So it's sort of hitting and then settling. But what we want to think about is being able to spiral around and out. And we get that in those openings where we go here with the back of the hand. But this is a little bit more forward. So it's like you hit your hand here and you pivot around your elbows and it comes out in the front. 1. So you're kind of spiraling and hitting. Now, one of the reasons for hit and settle is, again, a bit of a follow-through idea. So I'm not snapping and returning with this version. I'm striking down and through. Now, again, I'm not going to pull my hand all the way back at a fight, but I want to crack downwards. 1, 2, 3. Let that come through. 4. So we're hitting down. Let's try it on the other side. 1, 2. Now in the set, we end up with this other arm out because we're opening our chest and working on those skills, but now we can leave this in. Hit. So we can almost think of this as a parry. Hit, parry, hit, parry, hit. And then usually something's coming right after that. What is it often in the set? I go hit and I kick low. I go back fist and kick. Back fist and kick. So I'm hitting 1, 2, and then I'm going to do 3. I'm splitting the person's attention. So we're learning some martial theory. Hit high, hit low, follow up, hit high. Whether that person gets hit by this or they raise their arms to deal with it, and then I kick low, and then I might hit with something else. So in the set, there's different things we follow up with. Sometimes it's a rising punch, 1, 2, 3. So we might go hit, kick, hit. That's 3 strikes off of the same side of the body. 1, 2, 3. So I'm using the kick as a way to step into that space. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Back fist, set up the kick, come in. That could be back fist, knee, come in. That could be back fist, knee, elbow, because it's the same kind of rotations. Okay, time, doing what it always does, zips on by. So let's jump into our number 1 and number 2 fists. We won't work on our openings and turnarounds today. We've spent a fair amount of time with that. So we're going to start 90 to the direction of our passes. So this is a very linear set. It's going to go up and down on the straight line. That's why it's a good foundational set, not too confusing in its directions. So we're winding up. That looseness in the arm. We wind up, we go back of hand, palm punch. Then we're pulling back with the elbow. And here's that lunge. We're learning how to step in and hit at the same time. We've been talking about the potential throw. If I stuff that leg in front of somebody and I hook around them and I shuffle in, boom, I could be shuffling to my elbow. I could be throwing a high or a low hook, and I'm going to that lateral. Here, I'm working on that hammer, that diagonal hammering down. Now, that can be at any height, that hammer. But as a throw, a really good one is when we shuffle that foot behind somebody and we throw them over the leg. Okay. Self-defense 101. Straight forearm up into the groin as a potential hit. Boom. But we have this pull, and we're talking about how sometimes that's about seizing for a grab and hyperextending an elbow, pulling and driving, but it's also the calisthenic of turning the trunk and extending the arms, dropping the shoulders, dropping the elbows, and rooting heavily in folding that front hip. Here's what we just worked on. Roll, back fist, kick, punch. And that sets us up for the next, for the right lead. So I'm learning how to shuffle forwards into the lateral. I'm holding that lateral. I'm twisting out of the lateral into the narrow square, and I'm opening up. I'm twisting the body across that front leg. Settle, spiral, back fist, kick low, thrust punch. That sets us up for a left leg lead. We double up the left side because most of us are right-handed. 2, come through, 3, back fist, settle, kick low, lunge, punch. Now we shuffle into the lateral, pull down the hand to get ready to punch, so it's coming to the hip, palm, and I'm here, remember we load that up. So this is a straight line when it comes out. Load that up, straight line out. Let's do number 1 back the other direction. So we pull back, we punch out, we shuffle an elbow, we smash down. Here comes the big twist in this one. Twist through, shoulder blades, shoulders down. So this is loose, loose. Remember, ball and chain, drop, back fist, settle, kick, thrust, punch. So we're driving that punch out of the back leg. So we're going to go 1, 2, twist to the square, back fist, settle, kick, punch, shuffle to lateral, smash down, rise up, back fist, settle, kick, punch, shuffle in, palm punch. One more time on number 1. A little bit smoother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kick, thrust punch, elbow, hammer, rising top fist, back fist, kick low, thrust punch, shuffle in, smash down, rise up, back fist settle, kick, punch, shuffle up, palm punch. Mobility, core strength, stability, all that stuff comes together when we work on having good mobility. Okay, so section 2. What does section 2 start with? It starts with that interesting little hook punch, straight punch section. So we're coming out, we're going hook punch, pull down, straight punch, slip underneath, slide through, we're covering, and then we're driving out with a rear arm punch. We go back fist, and this time we draw that in, kick and punch. Now we're going to have to shuffle into the lateral and scoop around and throw the hook, pull down, punch, slip, rear punch, back fist, kick punch, step in, hook punch, pull down, straight punch, slip under, rear punch, back fist, kick punch, hook punch, straight punch, shuffle up, palm and punch. Let's do that a couple of times. So we step out, 1, 2, 3, underneath, so we're sliding. And now here we're working on cross punch. We're shoving out from the back leg. Wow. Now we're pulling back here because we want to work on our rotations, but we could keep a guard in this position. Now we roll, back fist, and this is like a whip. I'm pulling this in. I'm kicking and punching. I'm shuffling in. I'm striking with the hook. I'm striking with that lead. I slip underneath, punch, back fist, kick punch, lateral hook, straight punch combo, back to the square, reverse punch, back fist, kick punch, hook punch, straight punch, shuffle up, palm punch. Let's do a third pass on section 2. So we're coming around. Here's our strengthening of the core. Turn the core, hit, compress down, return the core, settle in your stance, drop your hips, wham, to punch. Slip out from there, slide the foot slightly, twist the hip, cover, rear arm punch. That punch maybe gets deflected, so we come around, we back fist, we're kicking, we're punching, and then we're hook punch and straight punch combo. Underneath, punch, back fist, kick punch, hook punch, straight punch. One more. Slip under, punch, back fist, kick punch, lateral hook, straight arm, shuffle up, palm punch. That sets us up for number 3. Now, number 3, we're going to start working on some good proprioception work, where we're working on changing and spinning and rotating around the nice central column of the spine and shifting from one direction to another without losing and throwing our balance off. We also start into, like we have been talking about, the overhand uppercut combination. So that means we've worked on straight punches, hook punches, and now we're working on overhands and uppercuts. So we're getting all of our foundational strikes put into our biomechanical chains. So we finished number 2, and we went back of hand, palm punch. Number 3 opens up like number 1. Tuck back that shoulder blade, make as straight a line as possible. So we're really getting that mobility in the shoulder joint and the thrust out of the back leg. So we're thrusting out. Now here comes the first turn. And we were talking about this last week, how this also teaches us how to do throws, where we're turning and throwing, where we're going to come overhand, and then uppercut. Then we're going to come back and we're going to go hammer fist or back fist and hammer fist. Then we're going to finish with something common. Back fist, settle, kick, thrust punch. So the main concepts that we're getting is this switch, switch, one side, other side. So let's go from our opening one. So our first switch, we're going here, we're going from a left leg forward stance facing one way, and then we're going 180 degrees. We're shifting, we're powering over for the upper, for the overhand, and then we're settling. We let this swing past. It swings past the body so we can drive the uppercut. So sometimes this is a hit, sometimes this is a tear down of someone's guard, an opening up, an opening here. Always with my Jong, we're not concerned about the singular. We're always looking for the next piece of the chain. In this case, from our overhand and uppercut, and we've got this kind of hidden hand position here, this is about learning how to loosen up your shoulder and make those long arms. So we're going to go drop. Now we're going to pivot again. As we pivot, we let this arm come over and it comes through like a whip. I'm turning around, it's whipping out. I keep turning my hips so I can smash down. And again, I've got this twist across the lead leg, this opening of the body to work on my mobility. I drop the fist, back fist, settle, kick, and thrust out. Let's take it to the other side now. So I've got my right leg forward. That means I'm going to drop my left arm as I slide over. I'm going to come over. Imagine I had a massive weight here. Trying to throw it over. One goes down, two comes up. Then we drop that arm. We wind up. See that waist? Like a whip. I'm going to roll this through. I'm going to push out of this leg. There's my mechanical, there's my chain. I push out and into that. And I don't just make a singular move. I turn the body and I make two. Then I'm going to go back fist, settle, kick low, thrust punch. Let's take it from there again on our left side. So we shift over with the right leg a bit. We're pushing over. One comes down, other one comes up. We drop the arms, we're winding up. We go back fist to the hammer fist, roll back fist, settle, kick and thrust punch. That's where we're going to shuffle in, palm and punch. Okay, we've just got a minute here. Let's do one more pass of that. Don't worry if you didn't pick up number 3 today. We're going to keep working on it for another lesson or so. So we've got our back palm punch. We go thrust punch, over and up, wrap, back fist and hammer, come around, back fist, settle, kick, thrust punch, over, boom, up. See that rotation in the waist, back, hammer, through, back fist, settle, kick and thrust punch. It's going to move back so I stay in frame for you. Good. So we're going to go over and up, back fist, hammer fist, back fist, settle, kick, punch, shuffle up, palm punch. Get ready for what number 4 brings to us. And number 4 is going to be a bit of a change. It's going to be a lot more detailed footwork, and we're going to start working on continuous chains in the arms. So we get this feeling of tapping, tapping, and striking, all in a nice chain, a little bit like we've been doing with our openings. All right, gotta leave it there for today. Go ahead. Thanks for training hard. If you're here and you got questions, let me know. If you're catching it from the YouTube archive, give me an email and let me know what you're working on. I'll bring some answers for you into the class. Thanks for training today.